Children, can you hear me? Children, can you all hear me? Can we start? Okay, keep your videos on. Okay. So where did we stop the other day? Help me. Hope you all had received your results, 10th standard results. Congratulations. So to begin with, the other day we were discussing the differentiation. And finally, you all hear me clearly? Now? Okay, how about now? Is it better? Good. So now let's take it. We have learned that this mathematical trick called as differentiation that helps us to see the continuous and minute change that are in a function, so that you can take one moment, children. So we have this differentiation function. It's a mathematical tool that helps us to find out the derivatives. What are derivatives? That is, I try to find out the value. See, for example, let's see. Today we are going to discuss something exactly opposite to your derivation, what we study. Derivatives. Good. So in derivatives, we learned that there is a function which changes continuously. So that are derivatives. Derivatives. So in the derivatives, we learn first order derivative, second order derivative, third order derivative, and so forth. Am I right? So I take a particular quantity. That is, I take displacement versus time. And I am trying to say, I take the displacement versus time as in the form of equation. So let's take this in the form of equation. So x is equal to 3t plus some number 2. Here I have taken this. Okay. I am describing displacement is given by this equation. So if someone is giving you the displacement up to grade 10, you might have learned displacement is equal to, they might have given an equation to you that is like 8 meter. So here you get a straightforward number. Displacement is this much. You get a number. Little later, when you came to your grade 9, there they gave you displacement that is subjected to change from time to time. S is equal to some initial velocity and t plus half a t squared. You might have learned this. So in this equation, you take the value of time and substitute it from time to time, after 2 seconds, after 8 after 10 seconds, kind of. You can take the time value and substitute it, and you get different values of displacement. Am I right? I hope you understand this. What kind of displacement is this? Instantaneous displacement. Got it? Yes. So here we have instantaneous displacement, and here we have some number as displacement. This is how we used to learn. We got familiarized to this data, and here altogether I am giving you a new method of expressing derivation. That is, here it is displacement. It can be any quantity, but I am taking displacement here. Got it? So I mean to say, sir, in this equation, the displacement depends on initial velocity and some constant acceleration. Of course, these two values are constant. So only variable here is t. So in this case, I am not including any other factor. I am straight away taking only one variable, that is t. Got it? So this is another way of expressing the displacements. Fine. So here I observe this displacement equation Here is a displacement equation, and this equation is in the form of y is equal to m x plus c. If you just observe these two equations, this quantity is on the y-axis, this quantity is on the x-axis. பாருங்க, these two quantities are in the x and y axis, correct? And you see this number 3, this number 3 is a constant, or you can say it's a coefficient, it's a constant m, and besides that I have another constant c. Got it? So already I taught you the structures and their relative equations. Y is equal to mx plus c. What kind of structure is this? Can anyone? Y is equal to mx plus c indicates a particular structure. What structure is that? Of course it has an intercept. Tulsi and Hanshara, please turn your videos on. Good. Don't worry, today I am not going to ask you what is your mark. In case of any centum, you can share that with me. Yes? You got 98. Good. In math or in science? Excellent. Awesome, sir. Excellent. Wow. Good number. Fine? All right. Okay, come on, come back. Congrats, first of all, for all your results. Yes. Okay, let's come back here. Here I have a data. The displacement of a body is given by 3t plus 2. Some number it is. This is exactly resembling y is equal to m x plus c. Okay? Got it? Okay, y is equal to mx plus c. இது என்ன structure indicate பண்ணுது? Very good. Y is equal to mx plus c is called equation of a straight line. In coordinate geometry, there is a subtopic of geometry called as coordinate geometry. In coordinate geometry, every shape, every structure has a particular equation, and straight lines have this equation. Okay? Suppose if the graph starts at the origin, then the equation turns out to be y is equal to mx. When c is equal to 0, this means that when quantity on the x-axis is equal to 0, then quantity on the y-axis also 0. This is what it means. Tulsi, keep your video on. turn your video on? It's okay, no problem, no problem, no problem. Just wanted to know, are you listening or is there any communication problem? Fine. So this is the equation that we have. As soon as I realize that this graph is going to have a straight line, this graph is going to have a straight line, I realized it as soon as I see this structure. What does it say to me? Does it ring a bell? அடுத்தது now I know when the t is becoming 0 in this equation. So x is equal to 3t plus 2 meter. So when t is equal to 0 second, so x turns out to be at 0 second plus 2 meter. Correct? So my graph starts from here and then it has to progress. In which way? It has to form a straight line. And what does it say to me? This says the slope of the graph is constant. Slope of the graph is constant because for any graph, fine sir, if you have the straight line as the graphs progress, then the slope must be constant. So here what should be the constant? It's very easy now. What should be the value of this constant? That's what, of course, the quantity is velocity. Now what could be that constant value? Very easy. You can see that and you can immediately say that. Number 3 is the answer. How sir? Can we try? See this? When time is equal to 0, then x naught was equal to plus 2 meter. Correct? Just now we saw this. Now I am going to calculate. We know that velocity is equal to d by dt of displacement x. So I can write this. Velocity is equal to, come on sir, d by dt of, what's the displacement equation that we have? 3t plus 2. So I am using the addition rule. Take it inside. D by dt of 3t plus d by dt of number 2. Correct? Now can I say what's the answer, sir? Since here we have the constant, d by dt of any constant is equal to 0, and here the constant is preceding a function, so the constant says outside d by dt of t. So what is d by dt of t? 1. So it is going to be 3 into 1 plus 0. That is equal to 3 meter per second. That is the velocity, sir. So this velocity does not have any component of time. You don't have to substitute time to calculate. At 4th second, what will be the velocity? At 3rd second, what will be the velocity? At 10th second, what will be the velocity? You don't have to worry. Why, sir? Velocity is constant. No matter whatever the time you are going to observe it, the velocity will remain same. Got it? இதை பார்த்த உடனே எனக்கு இந்த ஐடியா வந்துடும். I see the equation and immediately I convert the equation, I compare the equation to what structure does it look like. Here I saw the equation, it looks like y is equal to mx plus c. Fine. So I really don't have to solve the problem. So here I have solved the problem using all the formulae, but now I am telling you such a very simple thing it is. So here I can say, when time is equal to 0, that is initial displacement is equal to plus 2 meter, and the velocity, let alone this number, if you just take it in this equation, x divided by t should be equal to 3 if this constant is 0. The constant is 0. Correct? If the constant is equal to 0, x by t should be equal to 3. So this is what we generally call the first order derivative. Now we will do the second order derivative. See, the equation has, I hope you remember, in any quadratic equation or in any algebraic linear equation, you can say the maximum power of the equation is called as order of the equation. Are you aware of that? Write that down. If you don't know, just note that down. The maximum power of the equation is generally called as order of the equation. Noted? And what is the order of this equation which we have taken? X is equal to 3t plus 2. What's the order of this equation? 1. Very good. It is 1. Because the power of the time is 1. Power of the variable is 1. Got it? Yes. Now let's take a second order equation. Let's suppose y is equal to displacement is equal to 3t square plus 2t plus 6 meter. Got it? Here I have an equation. Definitely this equation does not resemble y is equal to mx plus c. It does not resemble. So as soon as I see this equation, I can be 100% sure that this equation, if I try to plot the equation as a graph, that graph will not be a straight line. As soon as I realize if the graph is not going to be a straight line, x versus t, then definitely velocity is not constant. If the velocity is not constant, then definitely there is a possibility of acceleration or deceleration. Because if the velocity increases, we call it acceleration. If it decreases, then we call it deceleration. Am I right? Got it? Shall we proceed? Yes. As soon as we see this, உங்க மைண்ட் உடனே என்ன பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிடணும்? இதை ஃபார்முலா யூஸ் பண்ணி சால்வ் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறமா தான் ஆன்சர் என்ன வரும்னு யோசிக்கக்கூடாது. ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக நம்ம மைண்ட் என்ன ஆகிடணும்? இந்த ஈக்குவேஷனை பார்த்த உடனே என்ன குவான்டிட்டி என்னவா இருக்க போகுதுன்னு இதை பார்த்த உடனே கைண்ட்லி டோன்ட் சால்வ் இட். Can you tell me what could be the acceleration value? சால்வ் பண்ணாத, இன்ட்யூட்டிவா ஆன்சர் பண்ணு. சால்வ் பண்ணாத, பாரு, இன்ட்யூட்டிவா ஆன்சர் பண்ணு. I give you 2 minutes. Excellent, sir. Last time we had an equation and I told you this coefficient is the velocity and the product of this coefficient and the power. இதே மாதிரி இந்த கேஸ்ல product of the coefficient of the highest order multiplied by its power. Got it? Straight away. இப்போ நம்ம இதை சால்வ் பண்ணி பார்ப்போம். ஆன்சர் 6 வருதா ட்ரை பண்ணலாம். சும்மா ட்ரை பண்ணலாம். Let's see this. I'm saying I don't know what is the velocity value. Let's take that little later. But I'm claiming that acceleration is equal to 6 meter per second square. Can we try that? So the first order derivative. First order derivative of x, we call it x prime. So x prime is equal to d by dt of x, which is nothing but velocity, is equal to d by dt of, come on sir, 3t squared plus 2t plus 6. So as usual, you can bring this inside and then you can remove. So the first order derivative, v is equal to, come on guide me sir, 6t plus 2 meter per second. Okay, did you get it? How did that come? Good. இப்போ you can see the coincidence. Velocity has a formula which is equal to 60 plus 2. What does it resemble? What does it resemble? Excellent. Y is equal to mx plus c. So the variation in velocity resembles a straight line. So the moment when variation in any quantity resembles a straight line, you can say that quantity's first order derivative will be constant. That particular quantity first order derivative will be constant. So actually இந்த sum solve பண்றாங்க இல்லையா, sum solve பண்ணி ஆன்சர் எடுத்துக்கிறத விட ரொம்ப முக்கியம் இதுக்கு பின்னால் இருக்கிற இந்த ட்ரிக் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறது. This is the reason why some children they keep solving problems, 1000 problems, 100 and multiple numbers they do. At the end of the day, they join the repeater batch for NEET. Reason is they don't take the essential core concept from the previous problem. Fine sir. So now let's try the acceleration part of it. So x double prime is equal d square x by dt square is equal to nothing but acceleration. That is acceleration is equal to d by dt of v. ஏன்னா நான் v calculate பண்ண x ஒரு முறை differentiate பண்ணேன். Now I am going to differentiate the v for one more time. Jai Hind. Fine. So which is equal to d by dt of, come on sir, 60 plus 2, which is equal to 6 meter per second square. Of course, நீங்கள் எல்லா ஃபார்முலாவையும் ப்ராப்பராக இதில் சப்ஸ்டியூட் பண்ணால் இந்த ஆன்சர் கண்டிப்பாக கிடைக்கும். பட் ஐ எம் ட்ரைனிங் யூ டு see the answers intuitively. இதை பார்க்கும்போது ரொம்ப ஸ்ட்ரைட் ஃபார்வர்டாக நம்ம ஒன்று சொல்லலாம். என்ன சொல்லலாம்? In any displacement equation, if the time has highest order of 2, if time has highest order of 2, then acceleration will be constant. எழுது. Write the statement completely, okay? In any displacement equation, highest power of time is 2, or order of time. Power, order ரெண்டு ஒன்று தான் இங்கே. Power or order of time is 2. Then acceleration is constant. Okay? Next, sir. If the highest power of time is 1, highest power of time is 1, then velocity is constant. Velocity is constant. Children, remember, when the velocity turns out to be constant, if the velocity is constant, okay, I can say that kind of motion as a uniform motion. எப்போ velocity of a body turns constant, then the motion is described to be a uniform motion. Noted? And what about acceleration, sir? Every uniform motion has zero acceleration. Every uniform motion has zero acceleration. இதுக்கு என்ன மீனிங்? Yes, sir. Zero. No constant. Zero. ஏன்னா யூனிஃபார்ம் மோஷன்னால velocity constant. The moment when the velocity turns out to be constant, then there is no change in velocity. Only if there is change in velocity, there will be acceleration or deceleration. Got it? இதுக்கு என்ன அர்த்தம்? இதுக்கு என்ன ஆக்சுவல் மீனிங்னா, இப்போதைக்கு பார்த்தது மேத்தமேட்டிக்ஸ், இப்போ பிசிக்ஸ் சொல்றேன். The moment when you realize that
10th முடிச்சிருக்காங்க, +1 +2
go sit up to 7:30. Yes,
நான் எதுவுமே எடுத்துட்டு வரல.
sit. Come here. Fine. So see here, when you say that velocity is constant, naturally acceleration turns out to be 0 meter per second square. இது என்ன இண்டிகேட் பண்ணுது? Intuitively Of course, it's a uniform motion. I described it already. ஒரு பாடியோட வெலாசிட்டி கான்ஸ்டன்ட் acceleration 0 ஆயாச்சுன்னா இது என்ன மீன் பண்ணுது? I give you 2 minutes just to think. You can come out with any answer, whatever comes to your mind. பேப்பர்ல எழுதி வச்சுக்கோ, ஒரு பாக்ஸ் போட்டு. After 2 minutes I'll tell you and you can cross verify your answer. Did you understand the question? New kid, what's your name? Sakshi. Dakshi. Okay. Shri. Shri. Yes. Did you understand the question? Shri, what I describe is a body is moving. It has got a constant velocity. So velocity has become constant. So naturally what will happen to the acceleration? 0. Because acceleration is equal to change in velocity divided by change in time. I am saying that velocity is not changing. That means what? Change in velocity is equal to 0. No matter how long I observe, velocity is not going to change. So the numerator is 0. What's the denominator? Any number it could be. So the total value is going to be how much? 0. So I'm saying that acceleration is 0. Fine. What does it mean to you? இதை பார்க்கும்போது உனக்கு என்ன தோணுது? Children, I have the superpower of making children uncomfortable with such questions. Okay. சரி சார், நீங்கெல்லாம் எழுதின ஆன்சர் அப்படியே பாக்ஸ் இருக்கட்டும். When velocity of a body is constant, then definitely body is moving, because body has got some velocity. If the body is at rest, definitely it cannot have velocity. It is moving. So first inference I get is body is moving. First inference. Second, as the velocity has become constant, second, acceleration has turned out to be 0 meter per second squared. This is my second inference. And the most important third inference. The force acting on the body is 0 Newton. This is what Newton told. What is Newton's first law? Law of inertia. A body, if the body is in uniform motion, it will continue to move unless and until some other force comes and acts on it. That means as of now, no force is acting on it. F is equal to 0. Why the F is equal to 0? Ma is equal to 0, because F is equal to ma. Body has got a mass, but it doesn't have any acceleration. So the acceleration has become 0. Net force is equal to 0. Am I right? Is that right? Is that right? So this is the solid proof that Newton's first law is true. Am I right? Yes. I go one step higher. Let's go to the Newton's second law. Who remembers Newton's second law? Second law of Newton. பாவம் ஒரு பாட்டுக்கு என்னமோ சொல்லிட்டு போயிட்டார். Yes, sir. Thank you. Tell me, what is it? It is related to momentum. By what way? சித்தப்பாவா பெரியப்பாவா என்ன ரிலேஷன் சொல்லுங்க. எக்ஸலன்ட் சார், எக்ஸலன்ட். See, நான் அன்னைக்கே சொல்லி கொடுத்தேன் உங்களுக்கு. ஃபோர்ஸ் இஸ் ஈக்குவல் டு எம்ஏன்னு எழுதுறவன் he is educated only up to grade 9. 11th வந்தாச்சுன்னா F is equal to MA கிடையாது. What is F is equal to? Exactly. Change in momentum with respect to change in time. You might have learned that because the second law of Newton told variation in momentum with respect to time is called as force. According to this condition, for uniform motion, if force is equal to 0, that means 0 is equal to dp by dt. 0 is equal to dp by dt. Is that right? It says something to me. What does it say to me? According to the derivatives that we learned. சொல்லுங்க பாப்போம். If I ask you to plot a graph between momentum and time, how will you plot the graph? A straight line. Because this says, you know very well, d by dt of any constant should be equal to 0. And here you learned that d by dt of momentum is 0. Therefore, this momentum should be constant. Correct? Children, sin square theta plus cos theta இது இருக்கிற இடத்துல 1 substitute பண்றதுல புத்திசாலித்தனம் கிடையாது. Wherever you see 1, அங்கே sin square theta plus cos square thetaவை substitute பண்ண முடியுமான்னு பார்த்தா it will get open up. Got it? Yes. இப்படி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா தான் நீட் எக்ஸாம்ல ஒரு கொஸ்டினை 1 மினிட்ல சால்வ் பண்ண முடியும். You have to take enough time in strengthening your basics. Noted? புரிஞ்சுதா? derivatives ஓட கான்செப்ட் புரிஞ்சுதா? Good. So derivatives is all about finding the slope, and that's what we are trying to do. We are trying to find the slope all the time. So you take any graph, y versus x graph, y versus x graph, and there's a change in y whenever x changes. So I'm just striking a line. So I find out, what do we call this? This is the y initial and this is the y final, and this is the x initial and this is the x final. And what do we call this? We call this x final minus x initial, which is nothing but change in x. Similarly, what do we call this height? Y final minus y initial, which is equal to change in y. You take the change in y and you take the change in x. What is slope? Slope is equal to change in y divided by change in x. Got it? When this change in x is very small, I am not saying it is equal to 0, it is approximately equal to 0. That means what? It's very small, teeny tiny small. So we call it the limit of del x turns out to be 0. Then solving this problem using algebra will be very difficult. That is the time when you have to use the calculus. புரிஞ்சுதா? So when del x turns out to be 0, then del x turns out to be dx. So இது algebra, இது calculus. இப்போ நான் எடுத்த என்னோட நியூமரிக்கல் ப்ராப்ளத்தை பார்க்குறேன். அந்த ப்ராப்ளம்ல வேரியேஷன் இன் டைம் அதை டிஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. இஃப் தே ஹவ் கிவன் த டைம் லார்ஜ் டியூரேஷன் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இப்போ நான் என்ன பண்ணலாம்? கண்ணை மூடிட்டு அல்ஜிப்ரா போயிடலாம். இஃப் தே ஹவ் கிவன் எ பிக் ஸ்கேல் ஆஃப், இது வந்து ஒரு இயரில் இருக்குன்னு வச்சுப்போம். இது வந்து 1997, 98, 99, 2000, 2001 and it goes on. In the year scale, they are asking you only for 1 hour. The big scale of year, 1 hour is a tiny gap. That is, variation in the x is very small. So which mathematical tool is more preferable here? Calculus. Got it? அங்க நான் மாட்டேன். எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச displacement equations ஆன ut plus half at squared s is equal to change in displacement, change in position divided by change in time. இதெல்லாம் நான் யூஸ் பண்ண மாட்டேன். அங்க நான் டைரக்டா என்ன யூஸ் பண்ண போயிடுவேன்? I will take displacement is equal to integral of v dot dt. இதுக்கு போயிடுவேன். Noted? அப்போ நிறைய உங்களுக்கு இருக்கிற ஒரு difficulty. Most of the children say this to me. They say that, sir, I see a problem. I thought this equation will solve the problem. But when that equation did not help me. I substituted that equation and final answer became something else. அப்போ என்ன ப்ராப்ளம்னா, ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் they just displacement, velocity அப்படின்னு ஒரு குவான்டிட்டியை பார்க்குறாங்க. பார்த்த உடனே அவங்களுக்கு ஃபெமிலியராக இருக்கிற ஒரு ஈக்குவேஷன் எடுத்து அங்கே சப்ஸ்டிடியூட் பண்ணிடுறாங்க. they totally disregard what இந்த கண்டிஷனில் சப்ஸ்டிடியூட் பண்ணா ஒர்க் அவுட் ஆகுமா ஆகாதா? அந்த கிளாஸ். Got it? Fine, sir. So here we go. We are progressing to the next level called as integration. Okay? We can go to the new topic called as integral calculus. It is just reversal of your differential calculus. அதனால தான் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா integral calculus, otherwise you can just give integration. Integration is the reverse process of your differentiation. Children, have you noted down the integration formulae earlier, or should I show that? Children, say something. No, good. No problem, sir. Now I'll teach you the integration formula. First note down the formula. Then I'll explain you each formula to you. Yes. Note down these basic 6 formulae. Mostly 99% of time we will be using first formula. Very rarely we will use the second and third. And you should know there's a quantity called as e power x. Integration and differentiation, they don't alter the e power x. It's called exponential function. Exponential functions are unaffected by differential and integral calculus. I'll explain you what are these functions. Come again. Is it better? Watch this. Last time d by dx of x power n was equal to n into x power n minus 1. This time integral of dx, integral of dx of x power n is equal to, as you can see, x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. அங்க இந்த பவரை குறைச்சிங்க, இங்க பவரை ஜாஸ்தி பண்றீங்க. ஸோ நீங்க எப்போல்லாம் டிஃபரன்ஷியேட் பண்றீங்களோ அப்போல்லாம் பவர் என்ன ஆகும் சார்? ரைஸ் ஆகும். இங்க எப்போல்லாம் நீங்க டிஃபரன்ஷியேட் பண்றீங்க, சாரி இன்டகிரேட் பண்றீங்களோ அப்போல்லாம் பவர் என்ன ஆகணும்? கம்மி ஆகணும். we will see that. what does it mean? ஆனா இங்க பார்க்கும்போது பவர் இங்க ஜாஸ்தி ஆகிற மாதிரியும் அங்க கம்மியாகிற மாதிரியும் இருக்கும். I will tell you what's noted. All the 6 formulae noted? Not necessary. I'll tell you what is the meaning of definite and indefinite integrals. Integrals have 2 types. They are called as definite integral. Second is indefinite integral. Definite integral and second one is indefinite integrals. What's the meaning of it? Definite integral, they have a proper limit from starting limit of this to the final limit of this. Whereas integrals, they don't have any limitation, unlimited. Noted, children? Children, remind me today, before we leave today, remind me about maximum and minimum. Okay? Yes. Now we have taken the integral formula. Fine. Shall we use? I'm going to use the first formula here. And in the first formula, I take integral over x to the power n dot dx, which is equal to, guide me sir, what's the formula? பார்க்காம சொல்லுங்க. Just now you wrote. Yes sir, please. X to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. Fine. இதுதான் ஃபார்முலா சார். நல்லா ஞாபகம் இந்த ஃபார்முலா. Fine. இப்போ I'll teach you something very important. So I want your undivided attention on me. In this entire construct, this part is called as I chose a paint. Fine. What do we call this part? This part is called as argument. This part is called as argument. This part is called a function. So எப்பயுமே ஒரு argument function pair, ஒரு argument and function pair எப்பயுமே இப்படி இருக்கும். புரிஞ்சுதா? Suppose argument எப்படி ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றது, function எப்படி ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றது? Okay, functions are generally having this prefix d. It could be anything: time, velocity, acceleration, volume, temperature. Quantity can be anything, but you are trying to say this quantity is changing. See, for example, the temperature is changing, so I can write temperature is changing. Speed is changing, velocity is changing, acceleration is changing, force is changing. எப்போ இந்த டிங்கிற சிம்பிளை பார்த்துட்டியோ அப்பவே முடிவு பண்ணிடணும் அதுதான் ஃபங்க்ஷன். ஒரு இன்டகிரேஷன்ல எது ஃபங்க்ஷன் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றதுக்கு ஈஸியஸ்ட் மெத்தட் அதுதான். Got it? இப்போ இந்த ஆர்குமெண்ட் ஃபங்க்ஷன் பேர் இதுதான் ரொம்பவும் இம்பார்ட்டண்டான பேர் that I am going to take. See, for example, I am going to take integral of, it could be any quantity. For example, let me take change in speed with respect to time. That's what I'm going to take. Okay, integral over v dot dt that I have taken. சரியா? இதுல எது ஆர்குமெண்ட் எது ஃபங்க்ஷன்? This is the place I want you children to say the precise answer. Time is the function. Okay, you should not say dt. Quantity என்னன்னு பாருங்க. இப்பல இருந்தே இது இது ஒரு கேரக்டரா பார்க்கலாம். இதோட மீனிங் என்னன்னு பாருங்க. Change in time is the function. Yes. What is the argument? Very good. Velocity is argument. So velocity is your argument and time is your function. சரியா? Okay. இப்போ அடுத்தது நான் ஒரு லிமிட் செட் பண்ணணும். லிமிட் யாருக்கு செட் பண்ணணும்? ஓகே, சரி. பொதுவா லிமிட்னா என்ன? லிமிட்னா என்ன? Fixed value. Come again. A set value. Set means 2 or fixed value. Okay, your friend also suggested the same. Okay, okay, what is the volume limit? Okay, what is the limit of temperature that your body can withstand? Or what is the limit of glucose level allowed in our body? Remember this. லிமிட்டுங்கிற வார்த்தை மினிமம் எவ்வளோ, மேக்ஸிமம் எவ்வளோ, இது ரெண்டுக்கும் நடப்பட்ட தூரம், நடுப்பட்ட லிமிட். பாடியோட லிமிட் எவ்வளோ? பிலோ 40 டிகிரி செல்சியஸ் கீழே நம்மளால என்ன பண்ண முடியாது, ஹெல்த்தியாக வாழ முடியாது. அதே மாதிரி above 50 டிகிரி செல்சியஸ் definitely not, something like that. So below this pressure and above this pressure we cannot survive. So within this pressure limit we can survive. இந்த ரோட்ல நம்ம என்ன ஸ்பீட் லிமிட்ல போகலாம்? இந்த ரோடு எடுத்துக்காத, இது வேண்டாம். Fine. So generally I am saying நம்ம இந்தியன் ரோட்ஸ்ல நம்மளோட ஸ்பீட் லிமிட் என்ன? Some number, depends on place to place. If you are riding your car in somewhere in, you take ஹைதராபாத் பக்கத்தில் அவுட்டர் ரிங் ரோடு இருக்கு, 100 கிலோமீட்டர் அங்கே மேக்ஸிமம் லிமிட். யூ டேக் த கொல்கத்தா ஹை ரோட், 120 for a car. Fine. And you take our Palikarnai road, -20. Yes, something like that. So your limit is always set for a quantity which is changing. இங்கே யார் சேஞ்ச் ஆறா? டைம் இஸ் சேஞ்சிங். அப்போ என் குவான்டிட்டி 0 செகண்ட்ஸ்ல இருந்து 8 செகண்ட்ஸ் வரைக்கும், ஆர் 3 செகண்ட்ஸ்ல இருந்து 20 செகண்ட்ஸ் வரைக்கும். ஸோ இங்கே நான் கொடுக்குற அந்த லிமிட், இந்த ரெண்டு குவான்டிட்டியும் யாரோடது? the one who is changing. ஏன்னா சேஞ்ச் ஆகிற குவான்டிட்டி தான் மினிமம் மேக்ஸிமம் இருக்கும். புரிஞ்சுதா? So the minimal value is called as lower limit. The maximum value is called as upper limit. The minimum value is called as lower limit and the maximum value is called as upper limit. Now let's find out the range. What is range? Final minus initial. That is upper limit minus lower limit. Remember this always. Integrate பண்ணும்போது finally we have to find range. Range கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது தான் ஈக்குவேஷனோட ஃபைனல் ஸ்டேட். ஒன்ஸ் நீங்க ரேஞ்ச் கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டீங்கன்னா அதுக்கு மேல அந்த பர்டிகுலர் குவான்டிட்டியை இன்டகிரேட் பண்ண முடியாது. ஸோ நம்மளோட அல்டிமேட் அப்ஜெக்டிவ் என்ன? நம்மளோட எய்ம் என்ன? டு ஃபைண்ட் த ரேஞ்ச். இந்த ரேஞ்ச் கால்குலேட் பண்றதுல ரெண்டு ஸ்டேஜஸ் இருக்கு, டிபெண்டிங் ஆன் த வே ஹவ் யுவர் equation is built. Fine. See, for example, if I am going to write integral of 3 dot dt, integral of 3 dot dt, இந்த பக்கம் integral of v dot dt. நம்ம ரெண்டுத்தையும் சைமல்டேனியஸா பார்க்கலாம். Okay, integral of v dot dt, integral of 3 dot dt. இந்த ரெண்டு குவான்டிட்டிக்கும் நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போறோம்? We are going to substitute 0 to 2, 0 to 2 லிமிட் செட் பண்றோம். இப்போ நம்ம லிமிட் செட் பண்ணிட்டோம் இல்லையா? லோவர் லிமிட் இவ்வளோ, அப்பர் லிமிட் இவ்வளோன்னு. அப்போ என்ன டைப் ஆஃப் இன்டகிரேஷன் இது? Definite integration. ஏன்னா this integration has limits. இந்த upper limit lower limit இல்லைன்னா we call it indefinite integral. Got it? Yes. As per the rule, we are going to integrate it now. Shall we do? This resembles integral of x to the power n dot dx. ஆனா ஒரு விஷயம், இங்க இருக்கிற குவாண்டிட்டி வேற, இங்க இருக்கிற குவாண்டிட்டி வேற. So here x, here also x. Am I right? These two quantities are different. So to compare it, I'll give you another third example. So this is example number 1, example 2, and example 3, integral of 0 to 2 t dot dt. Now we have three examples here, and in the third example, argument and function are same quantities. In second, argument and function are not same, but my argument is a constant. Got it? In third case, my argument and function are not same, but I don't know whether it is a constant or not. Am I right? So I have three different situations now. So let's take the third situation, simplest of all. We know the formula. This resembles from integral over x to the power n dot dx is equal to x to the power n plus 1 over n plus 1. So let's forget the constant now. For now, let's take the constant is 0. Constant of integration is 0. Simple case. Got it? If you substitute this value, you can just say integral of 0 to 2 t to the power 1 dot dt. Can you get me now? Come on. Anyone, sir? How to proceed? Open your mic and say. Very good. Not t. No t. The constant is assumed to be 0. Okay? Got it? And now I have to substitute the upper limit 2, lower limit 0. Upper limit 2 and lower limit 0. Try பண்ணலாமா இதை? So integral over 0 to 2 of t to the power 1 dot dt equals t square divided by 2. Upper limit is 2, lower limit is 0. Now I have broken the given equation using the law of integration. Now stage 2. After breaking it, the stage 2. What is stage 2? Finding the range. இந்த பார்ட் கொண்டு வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறமா you have to find the range. Shall we? Range. Range is equal to, that is integral of 0 to 2 t dot dt equals t to the power 2 இருக்கு இல்லையா, இந்த t இருக்கிற இடத்துல upper limit first substitute பண்ணணும். 2 to the power 2 by 2 minus lower limit 0 to the power 2 by 2. What's the final answer? 2. Got it? So what's the final answer now? Integral of 0 to 2 t dot dt is equal to 2. Yes? Yes. What is range? Upper limit minus lower limit. What is my upper limit? 2. In the place of time, maximum value the time can carry is 2 and the minimum value time can carry is 0 according to the question. Got it? Fine. Now let's come here. The second part. Here we have the constant. Here we have the constant. So when the constant is present, constant comes outside 0 to 2 dot dt. So here I can just take this as 1 dot dt or something. Fine. Here no argument, only function. So when you don't have any argument, function pair, you don't worry about law of integration. Straight away find the range. What is finding range here? 3 is coefficient that stays outside. Now tell me what's the range? Very good. Upper limit minus lower limit. So 3 into 2, which is equal to 6. So here you can say integral over 0 to 2 3 dot dt is equal to 6. Got it? So முதல்ல என்ன பார்க்கணும், ஆர்குமெண்ட் ஃபங்க்ஷன் பேர் இருக்கா, இருந்தா ஆர்குமெண்ட்டும் ஃபங்க்ஷனும் ஒண்ணா, ஆர்குமெண்டோட குவான்டிட்டியும் ஃபங்க்ஷனுடைய குவான்டிட்டியும் சேம். அப்போ break it using law of integration in the first stage, and in the second stage find the range. Okay? Suppose if the argument and function are not same but argument is a constant, keep it outside. Just directly find range. Got it? Now comes the trickiest part. Argument and function are not same. Also I don't know whether this quantity is a constant or not. Under this condition, you check if you can express this quantity in terms of time by any chance. This quantity, can you describe this quantity in terms of this quantity. If you are capable of doing it, you can very well crack this. See, this is the place. I am going to take this one and I am going to elaborate it. Shall we? We know d by dt of displacement is equal to d by dt of displacement is equal to, you already know this, it is called velocity. Am I right? Now let's take d by dt of velocity is equal to acceleration. I hope you remember this. Correct? Is that right? Now, can I take when acceleration is equal to constant, I am going to use this law of integration. Can I write dv is equal to a dot dt? Can we? Now left hand side and right hand side, both values are changing. Whenever the values are changing, we use a mathematical tool to stop the variation. What tool is that? Integration. I integrate it on both sides. Correct? So here on the left hand side, which quantity is changing? Left hand side, velocity is changing. You know very well, velocity can vary from where to where? From initial velocity u to final velocity v. Correct? And the time can vary from initial time, because when I start to observe, that is 0. From this to maximum time t. Correct? Correct? If left hand side integrate பண்ணுங்க, no argument function pair, what would you do? Directly find the integration. Oh no, range. Fine. So what's the range now? Upper limit minus lower limit, which is equal to, on the right hand side, I have some specific information here. Tell me what's the information? Say it louder. Argument function pair is present, but I have given you an information. What's the information I have given? Acceleration is constant, so that has to stay outside. Now do I have argument function pair? What should I do now? I have to directly find the range. So this turns out to be acceleration into t minus 0 v minus u. Does it resemble anything to you? What is this? What is this? The boxed one. Grade 9. Chapter name, motion. This is the second equation of motion. Am I right? Uniform motion. Right or wrong? 9th standard la padicha equation. எப்போ படிச்சீங்க இது? என்ன கண்டிஷன்ல படிச்சீங்க? For this equation to be true, there is one condition. What's the condition? Very good. Acceleration should be constant. கரெக்டா? acceleration constant ஆக்கினா எனக்கு இந்த equation கிடைச்சிடும். So now let's go back and take the other equation. The change in displacement by change in time is equal to velocity. So I can say change in displacement equals v dot dt. Now two sides are changing. What's the next step? Integrated. Left hand side, no argument, function pair. So straight away what we have to do? Find the range. So the displacement changes from zero displacement to maximum displacement. Time changes from zero time to maximum time. So left hand side, I can simply write, it is going to be final minus initial is equal to, right hand side, it's the tricky part now. In the previous case, I made the argument purposefully constant, but now I left it as such. So now what I do, by any chance, can I write velocity in terms of this quantity? Yes, I can do. Here I have written it. From velocity is equal to u plus at. Velocity is equal to u plus at. I can integrate it from 0 to time u plus at dot dt. Got it? So substitute this value here. S is equal to s minus 0, that is s, is equal to integral over 0 to t u dot dt plus integral over 0 to t at dot dt. Okay? So now what happens? S is equal to, u is a constant because that's initial velocity. Initial velocity is always constant. You know that. So initial velocity into integral of 0 to t dot dt plus acceleration is constant. Already we have taken that condition. So acceleration stays outside. Integral of 0 to t dot dt. Now you can proceed. Here no argument function pair. What should I do? Find the range, which is equal to u into t minus 0 plus acceleration is present. Here I have t dot dt. Acceleration, sorry, argument and function are same. What should I do now? Use the law of integration. So what does it say? T to the power 1 plus 1, because here power 1 is present, divided by 1 plus 1. Correct? So now you can say S is equal to ut plus at squared by 2, which is nothing but ut plus half at squared. Does it ring a bell? Does it ring a bell? What is this? Earlier you studied this. Yes, I wrote this equation, of course. Where did you learn this? Again, same motion lesson, 9th grade. The children learn, right? Pen drives. Every one standard they go higher, they go formatted. Got it? Did you learn the trick? So we can do the third one. But day after tomorrow we can do it. Okay? So let me summarize this today. Where we have learned the functions of derivatives. So first order derivative, second order derivative. Where do I look? I look into the power of the time. Got it? So depending on the power of the time, I can describe what kind of motion is actually taking place. So I suggest you children, you go and find out formula for parabola. Second, hyperbola. Ellipse, circle. These four structures are enough. Fine. Ellipse, circle. Okay. So for these four structures, four shapes, I want you children to find out the equation. Just like the way I gave the equation for straight line. What is it? Y is equal to mx plus c. So like this, I want you children to learn, do the homework, find out the equation for these four shapes, and we can discuss them in the next session. Okay? Also the maximum and minimum limits. Fine? All right. See you children. Bye. Congratulations for your results again. With great power comes great responsibility. With a great mark, you need great effort. Fine, sir. Yes, sir, please. Yes, sir, please. Okay? Yes, sir, ask me. Results. Okay. Better than that, CBSE is now allowing you to take the photocopy of your paper. Instead of going for re-evaluation, you can go for photocopy of your paper. If you feel like you have done better, you could have scored more, I suggest you to go for photocopy of it. Take the photocopy, give it to your school teacher, ask them to re-evaluate. Suppose still if you are getting more mark, if your teacher suggests that you are getting better mark, then go for re-evaluation. Okay? Yes, sir. Yes, children. Bye.